Welcome to Sunday, the 10th of November 2024. Having a quick look at where the profit loss sits at. If you'd gone all odds, it would be $51.24. And if you'd stuck within the odds, it's moved back into a profit at $1.44. So those represent a 32% on staked volume and a 1.52% profit on sticking within the odds. Let's have a quick look at how yesterday went in particular. So the ninth. So we had about 20 odd selections. We had two scratchings there. You can see most of these came in at some fairly high odds, but we did get a couple in there in the 80s, which is fairly good odds for what I put in. So if we have a look at what we made yesterday, if you'd stuck to the odds, it was $1.74 on a $30 liability. And if you'd gone all odds, it was $2.41 on all of the selections. We're now up to 788 selections, which is getting us closer to that 1,000. And 439 of those have come within the odds that I have put. Obviously, risking $30, you are not going to make much money, as you can see, $1.44 and 51. But when laying at high odds, you do need to use a fairly large bank and large staking size, which I know may make quite a few people uncomfortable, especially when those losses come in like it did this week. Let's jump into the selections for today. Okay, so there were 6 meetings today. The first is Warren. Race 1, I've actually got 3 horses in race 1. So again, the only losses that I've had have been where I've selected multiple selections in a race, so be careful. The numbers are 4, 9 and 10. Number 4, I think the distance is too short. It's had 25 races for 0 wins. I'm willing to go up to the $1,000 odds. Number 9 isn't running well enough to be a contender in this field, even though it's only had 4 races. Will likely improve. I don't see it improving enough to win this race, so up to $300 on that one. And number 10, I just see it falling back at the back of this race and not being able to run on. The main issue here is it is up in distance by 500 meters, so maybe the slower tempo might help it. So I've only gone up to $150, but I do expect it to be at the back. Too far and won't be able to run on. Then we've got Warren race 2, number 10. It's outclassed here. I don't expect the spell that it just had to help. It's had 7 races for 0 wins, and I'm willing to go up to the $1,000 odds. Then we jump to Armadale, race 1, number 4. Looks to be outclassed based on the prize money. It's had some barrier trials, and they just seem to show that it's still got some poor form here. It's had 2 races, 0 wins, but it's not been within 5 lengths on any of those races, so I'm willing to go up to the $500. Then Armadale race 5, number 12. It's outclassed. It's had 18 runs for 1 win. I'm willing to go to 200 just because I couldn't find something else that might win that one. Then we're over to Ararat. Race 3, number 7. It's got no hope. It's had 13 races for 0 wins. I've put it at 1,000 for the odds. Then to Benalla, which we've got race 2, number 12. It's outclassed. It's in a wide barrier. It's had 6 races, 0 wins. I don't think it's got much hope. I'm willing to go up to the $1,000 odds on that one as well. Benalla race 3, number 2. The recent trial it had since its spell doesn't show any improvement at all, so I'm willing to risk it even though it's up in distance by 200 metres. I'm willing to go up to the $200 odds on that one. Then we got Benalla race 4, number 15. It's outclassed. It's pretty much a no hope. It's had 32 races for 2 wins, and those 2 wins came from lower class races. It's also been in those lower class races recently and just isn't performing. So I'm willing to go up to the $1,000 odds. Then we got the Sunshine Coast race 6, number 3. It's outclassed, but it has had 4 wins from 18 races, and it's had 5 places. So I'd say be a little bit careful here. It can put in a good race given its strike rate. Those wins have been at lower classes. It looks like we've got some good horses in this race, so I have tipped it here to lose, but do note that that is one I would be careful of. And if you wanted to not take that one, I could understand. Sunshine Coast race 7, number 12. It's unlikely to improve in this race. It's had 2 races for 0 wins. The closest it's been is 3.8 lengths in a trial. I believe it's been more than 5-6 lengths in its 2 races. So I'm willing to go up to $150 on that one. Sunshine Coast race 8, number 16. The distance is too short. It needs longer. It's outclassed by these horses as well. It's had 1 win from 13 races. I can't see it winning here. I put at $500 for the odds. Then we have York race 1, number 14. It's had 21 races for 0 wins. It's outclassed. I'm willing to go to 600. I didn't put 1,000 here because I couldn't find a horse that would win it. It's a pretty poor race. And then we've got York race 2, number 7. It doesn't look good enough to win in this big field. It's a massive field. It's definitely outclassed by quite a few of these horses. It's had 4 races for 0 wins, and it's lost to quite a few of these horses before. Saying that, I'm willing to go to $200, given it can improve, although I don't expect it to improve enough. Okay, so that's all of the selections for today. Let's have a quick look at how many. There's 15 selections there. So hopefully, if you are following these, you can get a win as well. Looking for 15 out of 15 yet again, bringing our tips up to over 800 at that point, which is starting to be a good indication of whether or not we can find an edge here. But I do want to get to 1,000 and then assess if there needs to be any changes. So if you're having a bet or a lay today on Betfair, make sure that you only bet and lay what you can afford to lose. The Spring Carnival has finished. The volumes will drop off starting this week and probably drop off for a few more weeks. But there's always money to be made on horse racing if you choose the right selections. So look for my tip for the pro versus bookies tipping comp on Betfair to come out on Wednesday. It comes out every Wednesday. And the one I put in last week on Melbourne Cup Day, which was, we moved it to Tuesday for Melbourne Cup, did lose, and I believe the pros took a clean sweep on that day. So hopefully that continues next week as well. Okay, I'll leave it there. If you're having a bet today, good luck, and I will try to get a video up most likely next Saturday. Thanks for watching.